And we are live. Welcome to the Reviews and Brews podcast with Daniel motherfucking Gill. That's what the M's for. I knew it. And Zinodro.
What's going on?
All right, so welcome to the podcast. We got a lot to talk about. We've been kind of on hiatus. Dan has had to miss a few meetings because he's been very busy.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
It's not me. I would never do that.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not.
I would never do that personally. I am extremely punctual.
Absolutely.
You know,
Zenordro. He couldn't even spell his name right.
Wait, what I put?
It's so punctual. So punctual.
Yo, that reminds me. Yeah. So like back in the day, right? Okay, so it was a long time ago. Like I want to say it was in high school. I was like a sophomore or junior and something. And we got to like pick like some sort of like extra class or whatever that we could take.
It's called an elective.
Yeah, an elective, right? And so I know. So I picked this class. It's called, I forgot what it was exactly called, but it was like a social studies type of class where we kind of like it was like about the U.S. Constitution specifically, right? And we got to do like draft. Like kind of not make believe, like draft mock trials. That's what it was called, right? It was just like very basic mock trials, right? And so everybody got like a character. Some people could like be like a judge or whatever, right? Whatever they wanted to be, right? And I picked, I think one of the witnesses on the stand, right? And I forgot my name, like of the witness, right? And
of course you did.
And the stupid
Guilty.
ass. I wasn't a defendant. I was the witness. And so then the fucking like girl who was playing the lawyer, right? She used that against me after. Like she was like, because like, can we really believe like Thomas Tucker here when he could not even spell his name correctly? I was like, wow.
I mean, she's got a point. She's got.
Yeah, she does have a point. But I'm like, yo, this is like a class in high school. We're not in fucking like, we're not even an undergrad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why you're taking this so seriously? But it just reminded me of that. But anyway, yeah. So today, right, what we're gonna talk about? I'll talk about it. Dan, you send out the links. How do I get the links? Actually, I could just.
You just go on Twitch.
And then, so today we're going to be talking about the Oscars.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Won't be much to talk about since Everything Ever All at Once pretty much swept. But yeah,
it did. I don't think it should have, but
there were definitely some that I don't think should have won. For sure.
What's that?
I said there were definitely some that I don't think should have won. You're right.
Yeah. But I think everyone who deserved to win won for the most part. Maybe I don't think they deserve to win Best Picture. Maybe Best Director, but I don't think Best Picture. That's just me though.
I mean, I gotta see what they were up against.
I know you didn't like the Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, they definitely should have won Best Picture.
You think Banshees should have won Best Picture?
No, Everything Everywhere All at Once definitely should have won. Out of the rest of this list, absolutely.
You know, I guess. I'm not even sure.
I mean, granted, I didn't see 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't see 5 of these movies, but yeah, from the ones that I did see, it definitely won in my book.
Which ones did you see?
I saw Avatar, The Banshees, Top Gun, and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Top Gun was good, but I also wouldn't think that deserved to have been Best Picture. I think, see, my problem with Everything Everywhere All at Once, the problem is that I just think that at the like it has a great setup. The beginning is amazing. The middle is also great. Climax towards the climax and the ending, it kind of loses its edge in my opinion. I kind of got bored. I honestly started looking at my phone.
I mean, I definitely think that they could have condensed some of the shit that they're trying to do. Um, but overall, it was a really good story, and I think like the main character, the growth was pretty substantial from beginning to end.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no, it wasn't I guess it wasn't terrible. But like I said, it could have been better. But like let's go over some of the categories. Do you have them up?
Yes.
I'm trying to send out this link.
So we already went over Best Picture. Everything Everywhere All at Once won that one. Um, Best Directing also went to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I think that was well deserved.
Hmm. And I mean, it only had to compete with four other movies, three of which I haven't seen. Did you watch The Fablemans?
No, I didn't get to.
Oh,
But I know what it's about. Like I knew what it was gonna be. It was just like I saw the trailer. It's just a typical like it's a pseudo biopic, right? It's
okay.
kind of like a la like 8 Mile, like yeah, like as in like it's about the guy in a way, but it's not totally about the guy. They change kind of names and maybe like kind of stories, but there's some stories that kind of stay the same.
Mhm.
Um, it's technically a biopic about Steven Spielberg, but you know, it is written and directed by Steven Spielberg. So, you know what
Right.
I mean? Like, talk about ego. No, you know, I think that's the reason why he didn't name like the character. I don't know if he did name the character Steven, but he definitely didn't name him Spielberg because like yeah, people would have said they're the Fablemans. But yeah, imagine yeah, people are like
Can you be any more narcissistic?
exactly. So no, I didn't see that, but I've been wanting to. It's just not. You have to kind of right now. It's not on any streaming platforms. You have to rent it,
Okay.
and I ain't trying to spend $5 just to watch that.
Right.
It's not like I really want to watch it anyway. You know, it's been kind of like this award season was like kind of eh.
I
Um,
agree. I agree. But I did thoroughly enjoy Everything Everywhere All at Once.
yeah, at least Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Actress, right?
Now
And
I
then
don't think she should have won that one.
who do you
I
think
don't.
should have won?
I don't think her role was all that amazing for her to have won that title.
Maybe they did it as like they do that ever so often, where like an actor who's been kind of in the show business for a while, they kind of just give it as their accolades, right? So they did it with her. I'm not sure if she deserves it exactly, but they've done it in the past. And okay, maybe I shouldn't compare her to these two other actors, but they did do it with Al Pacino for Scent of a Woman, and I think like 92, 93, somewhere around that time, because he
Mhm.
had lost like, you know, a lot of the times. I think in 1972 he lost to Marlon Brando, of course, for The Godfather. Then he lost I think he lost to somebody else. I forgot who for The Godfather Part 2, and then there's a bunch of other movies, I think like Dog Day Afternoon,
Mhm.
probably I forgot the lawyer movie that he was in. Um and he just kept losing and losing and losing, and then they gave it to him for Scent of a Woman, you know, as
Yeah.
kind of like as like a
A
sorry.
pity award.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the same thing happened to Leo DiCaprio. You know, he had lost it for so many roles He had lost it to I think he had got the nominations for The Aviator, Blood Diamond, I don't know if he did for The Departed, but it was a bunch of different movies that he got the nomination. Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. And then he eventually got it for The Reverend, right? I
Some
think that's what
Revenant or
it's
something
called.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the same thing, and I wouldn't say it's the same thing because with Jamie Lee Curtis, just because she hasn't had. I don't know if that was her first nomination, first award, but she is like kind of an icon, because of the Halloween franchise. Um,
Yeah, but in terms of who else was on the list from movies that I've seen, I if it was going to go to anyone from Everything Everywhere All at Once, I would have given it to Stephanie Sue over
and
Jamie Lee Curtis.
she didn't. I'm just gonna say it like she didn't really um capture me with her performance. I didn't find it as
I
believable as some.
I felt she captured me more than Jamie Lee Curtis captured me in that movie.
Oh, okay. If we're gonna go there, yeah, then definitely.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if why I would have given it to Stephanie because Stephanie Sue was nominated as well,
Mm-hmm.
from the same movie. So if we're gonna give it to someone from that movie, I would have given it to Stephanie over Jamie Lee Curtis.
Now we good. But anyway, so
But
you know, J-
I think Angela Bassett should have won. That's all I'm saying.
of course you do. No.
Like she won the other award. She might as well have won this one too. Like, come on now.
mm, sure, Daniel. Sure.
And I haven't watched The Whale, and I didn't really care for Carrie Condon in The Banshees of Inisherin, so uh, those are the only other options for us.
The Whale, I haven't, but I've seen enough to know that he deserved it. And Brendan, this is all about, this year was about, you know, redemption, right? Every few years they have that kind of theme of redemption, right? A few years ago, it was when Robert Downey Jr. came back with Iron Man and Tropic Thunder, and he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in Tropic Thunder for Kirk Lazarus, right? That same year, I
Mhm.
believe that what's his name? Mickey Rourke was nominated for The Wrestler, right? And he had, several issues as well. It may not be the same year, but it was definitely around the same time, right? And every few years we have that, that redemption arc. This year was like kind of like who's the guy who won the best supporting actor?
That went to Ki Hugh Kwan in Everything Everywhere All at Once. So the
Ke
husband, I
Hu Kwan,
believe.
yeah, Ke Hu Kwan, who's famously known for his role in Indiana Jones, right? And then I believe it's the Temple of Doom as short round, right? And so it's been a while since he's been. I think he was also in the Goonies. And surprisingly enough, he was in Encino Man. I think it's Encino Man.
I
With
didn't watch that one.
That's an old movie. It's I think it's with Brendan Fraser. So and then I don't think he did a lot of acting for a while. And then they called him up, they asked him for the role, he did it, bam, he killed it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's it, So he got it, Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh, right? Those were the three.
Yeah.
Who won and then yeah, Brendan Fraser was the only one that wasn't from that. So damn, yeah. That says a lot. I think actually because there was no best actor from that film, right? So I think that film would have won best actor if they had an actor in that category too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. They just didn't. So
Yeah, I didn't watch The Whale, so I can't make any comment on whether or not he should have won.
yeah, yes, it is. So Nitty B, what's up, Nitty B, and what's up, Race? So yeah, it was the
What's
guy with the
good?
speech. Yeah. So that guy's yeah, I know he's famous. He was in the Indiana Jones movie, the second one, Temple of Doom, the Roundhouse, the little Asian kid, right? what is it like? Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. No, I didn't. Sorry, no, I shouldn't have said.
Dr. Jones.
We're gonna cut that out. We're gonna. That's how it sounded. It came out, and right when it came out, I was like, "Wait, no, let's cut that."
Just offending people left and right today.
Who else did I offend? I didn't offend anybody.
Nah, you didn't offend anyone else.
Anyone else? I don't think I offended anybody.
You're gonna go back and watch just to make sure you didn't.
Yeah. I'm gonna just delete this whole fucking broadcast. It never existed in the first place.
All right, let's go through some of these other ones.
Wait, well, who won best animated?
Best animated went to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Ah, shit! I've been wanting to.
I actually didn't even watch that one.
It's on Netflix.
I did watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and I did watch Turning Red.
Turning Red.
I didn't. watch...
Turning Red's the Disney Pixar, right?
Yeah, with the red panda.
Yes. Also about Asians, right?
Puss in Boots was lit. Facts.
Yo, yeah, I only found out about Puss in Boots because it was on fucking TikTok. Like, people were posting it, and I saw the fucking animation on it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is like I had never seen a Puss in Boots movie. Like, I'd only seen the Shrek movies, and I knew that there was like some spin-offs and shit, and I was like, wait, what? Like, and I saw the animation for it, and it looked kind of, in certain spots, it reminded me of like that Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, no, it definitely gave that, because it switched between a couple different types of animations depending on the scene.
Yeah. Well, we know next year the Spider-Verse movie is gonna win that.
I mean, it depends on what else comes out. I really don't know what other animated movies are supposed to be coming out next year besides that one.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like animated movie. I saw the trailer. It came. Yeah. They made April O'Neil fat. Whatever. But
I haven't seen anything from.
Yeah, check it out. The trailer actually looks dope. The only problem I have, I don't even have a problem with April O'Neil. I have the problem is it's not even a problem. I think it's gonna do well. Is that they fucking they copied the animation style from Spider-Verse.
Oh damn, did they?
Yeah, yo.
I mean, was Spider-Verse the first movie to do that type of animation style though?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to fact check that because I don't know.
And Spider-Verse, I think, is the best. Probably, arguably, the best Spider-Man movie. Definitely in the top 3. Like, of all of them.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Yeah. After rewatching all of them, I would put like Tobey Maguire's like maybe 1 and 2 at the top, and then I would put like Spider-Verse there too.
Damn, which one? I kind of like the Tom Holland ones, not gonna lie.
I just don't think they stand.
I just think overall the acting was better in the Tom Holland ones than the others.
I could see that. Maybe definitely compared to the Andrew Garfield ones. But
oh, by the way, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking Kirkland water.
This guy
from Costco.
This guy just never brings.
I'm driving to New York tonight. I can't be fucking.
Oh please! You could drink a beer and drive to New York.
I get tired.
Say that to Nelson 3 weeks ago. Sitting at happy hour, right?
What was I in happy hour? We went to happy hour?
You went with Andrew, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, but I only had to drive home, like, close. New York is, like, far. Like, not far, but it's, like, 45 minutes.
All right, well, I'm drinking Hennessy. That's what I'm drinking.
God damn.
That's what I'm drinking.
Oh, God. Oh, I can't drink. I hate drinking hard liquor.
You used to take shots all the time. I can't. Now you hate drinking hard liquor.
You mean in college? Yes.
Where's that place that we go to? Next to the movie theater.
Movie theater. What movie theater? The one in New Brunswick?
East Brunswick. East Brunswick.
Oh shit! Yeah, Bar Louie.
Bar
We never
Louie,
took.
yeah.
We weren't
Yep.
taking
They
shots
gave
there.
you they gave beer like you get a beer and a shot. That's
Yeah,
what the
and what
deal
did I
was.
do? I gave you the shot. I totally remember that. I said I would rather not. I'm just gonna give it to my friend here.
Yeah, let me take all the shots and then drive home, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, like even when so they fucked up. Like when we went to Fireside, that place when I was at the last time with the Instagram live,
Mhm.
and they fucked up our order. They didn't bring out our pizza in time, so they were like, "Yo, we're sorry about that. We'll get you free drinks." Right? We were
Okay.
like, "Dope," and I had already drank 2 drinks though, because that's my limit. Like if I'm driving, he says, "Show the henny again." But anyway, yeah. So I was only drinking 2 drinks,
I
and
got you.
then they offered me a third one. I had to say like no, I'm sorry, because like I was like driving, because I only do true, even if I'm going home, because I'm
This
responsible, Daniel.
this for you, Reese. Cheers.
Yo, that cup looked dirty as hell. No, I'm just
It's glass, bitch.
Speaking of glass, I think my brothers broke my fucking glass cups. They still deny it. Did I ever show you those? I had a Link cup, Legend of Zelda, and I had another one specifically made for drinking. I bought it specifically. It was like tailored, just literally like a perfect drinking glass. The motherfucker broke it. Whatever.
Damn. Somebody could have at least replaced it and then like anonymous gift for Nelson.
They're cheap as fuck, man. They're not gonna do that. Yeah. They're almost as cheap. Let's see if Nitten's here. They're almost as cheap as Nitten. Nitten, you there? I think he left.
No, yeah, hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, he probably did, unless Reese left. All right, let's see what else. Hmm. Best cinematography was to All Quiet on the Western Front, which I did not watch.
Okay, so describe like for people that like don't really understand like cinematography. Like what is that? Like when I was younger, I'd always confuse like directing with cinematography, right? Like how it like actually looks on the screen, right? So how would you, I think in your words, Dan, how would you like describe the difference between like directing and cinematography?
I would say directing is the process of, you know, making sure pieces fall into place, whereas cinematography is the overall look, feel of the movie. So like cinematography, you want to make sure that the setting of the movie is right, that the colors and lighting are hit in certain ways. The landscapes are what they need to be to evoke what you're trying to get from different scenes. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say cinematography sets the stage, and directing
Is the glue?
is the glue. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is the glue
Mm-hmm.
that puts the movie together. That's how I would describe it.
I feel like a director already knows in his head how the movie is gonna look. Like you could like in it like an analogy would be like a song, right? Like a good engineer at least, right? When you spit something, especially when you spit something like that needs like heavy auto tune, I've noticed that like the engineer, if they're good, they'll be able to know how the finished product would sound, even if you don't. If you have I don't
Mm.
have as much experience with auto tune, so it's hard for me to like when I like spit something and it's like kind of like the vocals are like raw and all you hear is like like you know what I mean, like that's how they sound so bad, but then the engineer is like, no, that sounds good, it sounds dope, like cuz and I'm like, what
It's
the
like
fuck?
we can work with that. We can work with that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't get what you're saying, and then they're like, no, 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 and then they add like some of the mixing, like maybe light mixing, and I'm like, okay, 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 because they were able in their head to be able to see kind of like how the finished product was kind of gonna look,
Mhm.
right, in their head already. So they were already 2 steps ahead. And I feel like with a director's the same way. They're able to look at the movie look at the movie and the process and stuff. And once they have like certain pieces in place, like the actors that they want and stuff like that, they know
Mhm.
exactly how the movie is gonna look
But the
before
thing
they
is,
film it.
the director of the movie isn't always in charge of the actors as well.
What's that?
Like
There.
you can have a director, then you can have a casting director and a set director.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's levels to being like a director.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm talking about just like the regular, like the Spielbergs, the Tarantinos, Christopher Nolans.
I will say the main director does have pull in terms of who they want in a movie for sure.
Yeah, for sure, always. And the best ones always pick the best actors.
Mm,
That's why. Oh, the cool, interesting thing is like a lot of the times, like the roles that you see people get, right?
right.
A lot of the times they were not the first pick for that role. It's a lot of times another person like says no, or something like that. Like there's a lot of roles that Leo DiCaprio said no to that went to other people, you
Right.
know. I think he's always like usually on the top of everybody's list when they want somebody.
Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, like on
I
that, like
I would not put Leo DiCaprio in my list of top five.
yeah, no, me
Mm,
neither. I think we talked about this before, right? Where I think he's like a little overrated. In some
absolutely.
time. Oh, okay, Reese. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you. I think he's good with the subtle shit, right? He's good with the subtle stuff, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Le- Leonardo Reese, come on now. You
I think Christian Bale is
Leonardo
a better
DiCaprio.
actor. I think Christian Bale has way better range than I think Christopher. I mean, what am I saying? I think Christian Bale has better range than Leo DiCaprio. I'm not saying Leo DiCaprio's. Yes, that's a great fucking movie, but it's like he plays like within kind of a yo. I don't think Reese wants me to
Listen,
say what I told you about Denzel. No,
no, no, no. Denzel is legendary. I don't want to hear any of that.
I
Denzel
never
is
said that.
legendary.
Okay, no, but don't get it twisted. Like, great, Denzel and Leo are amazing actors. I just feel like within
Denzel
what
can
they
do it
do.
all. Leo can't do it all. Denzel can do it all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know. I think Christian Bale can do it all. Like he played Dick Cheney, and like he plays like it's the range. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like the differences in the roles. Like Leo DiCaprio, yeah, there's some subtle differences, and he gets the subtleties right. Like what I loved about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was that he did the yo. Yo, giving me Tom Cruise is a good actor vibe. No, like what I'm trying to say
No,
is that
no,
look,
no, 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 not Tom Cruise. No, 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 no.
what I'm trying to say is that look. So Leo DiCaprio has those subtle, like in like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he had that thing where he had like a slight stutter, but I loved how the movie never really addressed the stutter. Right? They like kind of, and it made it so subtle that it made you kind of like, wait, is that a stutter? Kind of like subtle, like he was working on it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it was part of
Mhm.
the character, but it didn't define the character. And I think that was like part of it. And I love those kind of subtle things that Leo does. Same thing in Wolf of the Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like little subtle things. He's really able to kind of like cue in on really the human psyche. But I'm talking about like in roles like you wouldn't never see I could never see like Leo playing like fucking Aragorn in Lord of the Rings or something like that, or playing a wizard in Harry Potter. You know what I mean? He
Right.
has like, it's not I'm not saying, of course he's clearly not typecast, but he has like that kind of small range. Difference is Christian Bale, right? He can play the same roles that Leo plays, but he also has a wider range where he can play these weird fucking roles as well, which Leo I don't think can do. And I think same thing applies to Denzel. Like he's an amazing at what he does, and he does every role that he's in is amazing. But they're all like, except for a few ones. Yeah, the stutter was part of the script, but what I'm trying to say is that the stutter was like he made it so subtle. Usually, like characters when they have a disability like that, they make it as like the forefront. You know what I mean? Like of their
Mhm.
character. It's like a definition of their character. He just made it as something like else. Like I'll tell you something about me. Like I just like, sometimes I bite my nails, right? But does that define who I am? A nail biter, Like
I
that's what
mean,
okay, shut up, Dan. So in the movie he's like, oh, how about American Psycho? What else he has? Vice. A nail biter.
yeah.
But I'm just saying. Okay, whatever. Okay, hate on me. I still think that there's like a small range, and I think that
No, I agree.
Leo's.
I think there are definitely more versatile actors than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, and same thing. Like I know you don't agree with the Denzel thing. I think I could definitely see him a little bit more versatile than Leo. I could see him as a villain in a no. I could definitely see him as a villain in a like a Harry Potter flick or something like that, like as an evil wizard or something.
Denzel.
Yeah,
I don't know if I see Denzel in Harry Potter, but he is definitely versatile.
yeah. Well, I still want him as Magneto. I'm gonna say that. He's
I think he would be a great Magneto.
He's my number one We've
I
already
do
talked
agree.
about this. I want
Yeah.
him as Magneto, and I want Giancarlo Esposito as Charles Xavier. And it makes sense. No one can get mad at it. Because it's always X-Men's always been about civil rights. I don't give a fuck about this thing about Magneto has to be Jewish. It's like
Have they mentioned anything of that since?
not really. I don't really pay attention to Marvel as much. Yeah. So they've been saying a Denzel as Magneto for a little bit. And so some people got mad because they're like, yeah, Magneto's supposed to be Jewish. What? No, wait, because like it makes sense because like Magneto is supposed to be Jewish. However, right? It's like they have so Magneto and Charles Xavier, right? Professor X, they're always like at each other. Like one always believes like they have to do things certain way. They want the same thing. They want equality for mutants. They're going at it at different ways, right? Definitely different ways. And so I think that kind of works, especially with Magneto and Giancarlo Esposito, because if Magneto plays like a Malcolm X type of Magneto, where he's like much more authoritarian in like his approaches, versus if Professor X is played by Giancarlo Esposito and he's much more in a Martin Luther King vibe, it would just work as well because they both want the same thing, which is equality for mutants, right? And then, but at the end of the day, what they're kind of approaching it in different aspects, right? They have different ideologies of how to reach that point. Like, how are we going to get
Mhm.
to that equality? Oh yeah, they are. They're bringing back Hugh Jackman for Deadpool 3,
Yes. Mhm.
which is going to be dope.
I think
Damn.
Hugh Jackman's better than Leo. I'll say that.
And I don't know. Okay, let's not go that far.
I think so. I think so. I enjoy watching Hugh Jackman more than I enjoy watching Leonardo DiCaprio.
See, that's different though. Like that's also takes away like, okay, so are we really enjoying the movie? Are we enjoying the performance? Like, it's
I mean,
that
isn't that what's being said when I say I enjoy watching Hugh Jackman more than I enjoy watching Leonardo DiCaprio though? The performance.
I guess. I don't know. You know, because some movies like I never saw The Revenant, but that's because it's like an actor base. Lord, what? Oh, it's because of your Hugh Jackman comment.
It
Yeah,
is.
there's too much Leo DiCaprio slander for his ears. He
too
can't
too much
take
for
it.
Reese. Too much for Reese right now.
He
We're
can't
coming for
handle.
Leo. He don't want to hear it.
He can't handle the truth.
No, I only said the Hugh Jackman thing to piss Reese off, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's what you really believe.
No, I mean, there's other people I'd put before Hugh Jackman.
Wait, what were your top 5
My top 5 what?
actors?
Of all time? Wow.
Because we've always talked about directors.
I felt like we talked about actors too.
We like mentioned actors. We always mentioned because we said, or at least I said, I was like, I always felt like some actors, right? They have
Who's your top 5 actors, Reese?
yeah. Put yours first, and then we'll say ours.
I'll get my first one though. My first one of all time. I mean, I said this one before. Is Denzel.
Oh
Denzel gets my
yeah,
first position.
I don't believe that one. Mm.
I don't know why you don't. Book of Eli was in my top 5 movies.
Mine's Tom Cruise. No, I'm just kidding. Marlon Brando probably.
Okay.
Uh, Robert De Niro. For Taxi Driver especially. Ugh, love that movie. Um, mm, Christian Bale, maybe. Um, Actors, right? No woman.
Yeah, actors.
So, I'm trying to think. Um, Will Smith, right? Fresh Prince.
Mm,
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's what you would have put up there.
And
This is your opinion.
Colin Farrell or Will Farrell? Oh, Will Farrell. Ooh, that one's that's I'm taking Keanu is just very, very one dimensional, so I wouldn't agree with that one.
I might have to
Uh,
throw.
I will
Uh,
do De Niro instead of Al Pacino.
I might have
I'm
to
trying to.
throw Anthony Hopkins up there.
I may have to do that one too. You know what would be an easier question? Like best acting performance of all time. I feel like that's that.
I feel like you really got to sit and think though with that.
Well, I think like for me that would be easy. It would be like Tony Soprano, like
I do love
shit.
me some Will Ferrell movies though. I do.
Can someone tell me like why a lot of times like comedy actors are like really like it's easier for comedy actors to move into like serious roles and do well, and then but for drama actors, right, to move into comedy is like really hard and it doesn't not usually work that well.
Because
I,
because I feel like comedy isn't all comedy when you watch it. Like there's some serious parts in comedy movies. That's true. That's true. Not all
wait,
comedy movies are good movies.
I said comedy actors are not always funny. I like Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart's funny. Who do I not think is funny that is supposed to be funny? I'm trying to think. Who was like kind of who I used to not like, and then that kind of grew on me, and then became like my favorite. Danny McBride.
Okay, okay.
Danny McBride really grew on me for sure. I love like I mean Danny McBride is just like yo. I don't know, Reese, if you ever watched This Is the End. That's like one of the great. I think that was part of my top 5 movies of all time. This Is the End was there. Uh, it was such a fucking hilarious movie.
I do like Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's nice.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Oh shit, Jim Carrey. Oh my god, Jim Carrey can be. I feel like Jim Carrey could be in the contention for like top actors of all time for sure. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
That was a good movie.
Truman Show, and then like his comedy movies. You know what I mean?
I used to fuck with The Mask heavy.
And then Sonic.
That role, not so much.
Well, he kind of carried that movie like it's the first one. That was a good one. No, yeah, comedy actors. I'm trying to think. Adam Sandler. Yeah, those three are really like drama and they're funny and they're serious and they're good with both.
Mhm.
Those three I've seen. Um, especially yeah, Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler because like he'll just make movies like shitty movies just to make money and he's like clear about that. But then he'll
Mhm.
make movies like what was that movie Hustle or something? And then he'll just like own that role. Um he does that a lot. He made yeah, so I'm trying to think.
We still got to finish our top five actors too for
Well, I was
Reese.
saying like okay, Marlon Brando, Christian Bale. Who else did I have? I had some Robert De Niro.
I'm gonna put Eddie Murphy on my list. I'll put Eddie Murphy on my list. I fuck with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's funny. I don't know if he's serious.
Eddie Murphy has done plenty of serious roles.
Oh, I know. I'd put five. Maybe I'm gonna put John Cazale on there. John Cazale was, and Reese gave me the idea because he's Fredo in The Godfather 1 and 2. I would put him. Um,
Okay.
he hasn't been in so many movies, but his mark. He was in Deer Hunter. I think he was in The Conversation as well. So I'm trying to think of anybody else. So yeah, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro. I guess I'll put Al Pacino, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Um, Christian Bale, maybe Leo DiCaprio. Nah, I don't know. I gotta think about it. I'll stick with that. Those four for now, and then tentatively Leo DiCaprio. Oh, John Cazale. Sorry, that's when I had the five. Then but like I said, I think like it's not even about it's more about the director. The director holds more power. You know what I mean? In
That's
my
true.
opinion, of making a movie good. Like a great director can make a mediocre like an average actor look like an a like Leo DiCaprio. But I don't think like an A-list
Right.
actor can make a director look so good. Cause you ever seen like there'll be like reviews about movies and they'll be like, oh, the movie was a dud, but so and so star lights up the screen and you know what I mean, holds it together. Some shit like that.
This person carried the entire film on their shoulders.
Yeah. They'll do shit like that. It's always the same. And then but it's never yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And so but when the director does well, usually the actor does well too.
All right. How do we feel about Jake Gyllenhaal though?
What about him?
Like how would you rate his acting on a scale from 1 to 10?
7, 6, 7.
I put it at like an 8. I put it at like an 8.
He did well as Mysterio.
I think that he was the main character in Zodiac too, wasn't he?
Zodiac. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that movie in so long. Robert Downey Jr. was in that. That's crazy.
And
Remember that?
Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was pretty good.
Nightcrawler was a really interesting movie. Yeah, that was good. I thought he was a little. I know the character was supposed to be out there, but I didn't find it super believable. You know what I mean? That was just me though. That's just me.
I haven't seen that movie in a minute, so
You know what I
I
mean?
have to go back and watch it.
Like yeah, it didn't seem super believable to me. It seemed like he was just doing a little too much. Because it kind of like it's not the same thing, but I feel like when Joaquin Phoenix did Joker, it just seemed really believable to me, especially since I work in that field.
Mm.
Yeah, that movie's a classic. Joker. I'm trying
Damn,
to
so
think.
I only have three on my list so far: Denzel, Anthony Hopkins, and Eddie Murphy. All
You're not gonna
right,
put. You're not gonna put Leo.
I'm definitely not putting Leo.
you're gonna. You're gonna have to make Reese go get a heart attack.
I don't know. Listen. I just think Leo's roles have all been the same. Like it's
That's how I feel
just
about
been.
Denzel's roles too. Some of them.
Mm,
I was
um,
waiting for the. I was waiting for the reaction.
I don't know. I just felt like Leo started off when he was younger in more like teen spirit comedy roles, and then it just got into this like one note, blonde hair, blue eyed, heartthrob
For,
situation,
for a little bit, yeah.
and then it went to like I don't know. I would say my favorite Leo role would be his Django role.
What's with your What's with your hate and Tom Cruise? Like you're hating Tom Cruise.
No, no. I mean, I could care less about the Mission Impossible movies.
They're definitely better than the Fast and Furious movies. You don't agree with that one?
Oh no, no. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking.
Tom Cruise isn't great, but you know,
No, no.
but
I put Leo above Tom Cruise.
yeah, no, that's for sure. Oh, Jack Nicholson. We forgot about Jack.
I honestly haven't really watched too many Jack Nicholson movies.
One who flew over the cuckoo's nest. The
I've only seen
Shining.
that one and The Shining.
The
And that's all.
Shining.
That's those are the only Jack Nicholson movies I can recall from like memory.
Shining is such a good movie. I love that. Love that movie. It's a great movie. What else? I'm trying to think. But you were talking about acting performances as well, right? Oh, the best acting performances I've ever seen have always been on TV, or the best like three or four,
Like, what do you mean on TV?
like the Walter White, Bryan Cranston's Walter White,
Oh, okay, okay. I got you. I got you.
James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano for sure. It's probably like one or other two more that I could probably think of. Um, Probably Don Draper, Mad Men, John Hamm.
Okay.
So those three, those are like for best performances like of all time. You know, or could also put like as movies a bit like uh Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, Marlon Brando, the Godfather. Ooh, no, wait, Hannibal Lecter too. That was a great one. Damn.
Mm. The Hannibal Lecter series was pretty good.
I don't know about the series, but yeah, some of them they're pretty good. I gotta say, yeah. The Hannibal show. Have you ever seen the show Hannibal?
I've seen maybe like a couple episodes.
That show was fucking amazing. Oh my god,
What is it
I
on
love that.
Showtime or some shit?
No, it was on NBC. Surprisingly enough, like it was bloody too, which was very weird. Like I don't want to give it away, but there's some like gruely deaths on that show, and I was like, they showed this shit on NBC, like on prime time. Like the fuck. The show itself is just really, really good. The only problem, they ended it too soon. Unfortunately, they ended it like right before like it was supposed to, like the next season I think would have been about like what's the word, um a different take, I guess you could say, on the Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
So
Was it like
I
a
would.
prequel or
It
what
was
was it?
technically a pre. It was technically supposed. It was kind of like as a prequel, like how the whole show was situated. Great show. Definitely
Okay.
recommend it. Yeah. hmm So, but yeah, we should get ending soon. It's been on here for like almost an hour.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're gonna have to get back to you next week with our final list, Reese.
Maybe if Reese wants to hop on, he could hop on.
Yeah, if you're free, we can hop on. We can do top 5 actors and actresses, which I think we definitely covered at some point for sure.
Yeah. You know, the
I don't
only
remember my list, but yeah, we definitely covered that.
the only caveat is that you can't pick Leo. No, I'm just kidding.
The only caveat is only Leo.
And Tom Cruise has to be in that top 5. So that's the only requirements. You can't pick Leo, and Tom Cruise has to be in the top 5. Other than that, we're good.
Word. Well, we pretty much covered all the Oscar winners for the most part, with the exception of a couple. But
Yeah,
most of them went.
definitely watch. Yeah, sorry. Go.
I was gonna say most of them went to Everything Everywhere All at Once anyway.
hmm Still don't think it deserved to win. I don't know, but that's just me. But if I gotta admit, it has been, I think, better than some of the past winners.
From all the movies in the Best Picture category that I have watched, I think it deserved to win. That's all I can say because I haven't watched them all.
I'm just looking up what low won last year. I totally forgot. I just want to see that real quick, and then we could head out. Let me see winners and let's see. So last year, wait, Coda? I didn't even watch that.
That was Best Picture last year.
What the fuck?
I
I
didn't
didn't
watch
even
that
watch
either. It probably didn't sound or interesting to me.
I gotta watch that. Fuck. Before that, it was Nomadland, which you refused to watch because it was about weird
Yeah,
white people.
absolutely not. Yeah, no, that was never giving watch. That was never giving watch ever.
Oh yeah, I'm
Ever.
definitely gonna watch Coda. And I'll see if that's probably definitely not better than.
You might as well add Nomad Land or whatever to the
No,
fucking
I couldn't
list.
get through it. I already tried. I couldn't get through it. You were right. It was like kind of like just too much for me, man. I hate, it was like about, I don't know. It was weird, but yeah. So that is what I guess we'll talk about. Well, next week I'm on the podcast with Nitty.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So the week after, we'll have to do the week after.
We could do 2 shows next week if need be, but I don't know. We'll talk.
I mean, depends on what you have going on next week and how long you're
Yeah,
on.
I think I have an exam, but that's it. But anyway,
All right.
thanks for tuning in for the
Yes, thanks
Reviews
for
and
tuning
Brews
in.
podcast.
At the
We'll
same
see
time,
you.
same place.
Not always the same time.
Around the same time, definitely same place.
We're on Spanish time. Hey, see you guys.
See ya.